we're going to find out that 58-year-old men are 58-year-old men no matter what they look like. Right. And Jake Paul is a 28-year-old athlete in the prime of his life.
Yeah.
Look at how fake this fight is. Tyson could have ended it with a knockout here, but instead, he chose to just run around and do nothing.
Actually take a chance at Mike Tyson not being able to do what he used to do.
Joe Rogan just absolutely roasted the idea of a Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul rematch. Like he didn't just destroy it, he set it on fire and watched it burn. Look, we've all got respect for Tyson and his legendary career, but after this whole scripted fight mess, that respect's starting to look a little thin.
Fight was scripted. Everyone is talking about this on X, and the script was actually leaked on X a few days ago. Now this script has went viral. Let's see how accurate it was. The opening bell rings, Tyson is showing flashes of his old form, which actually happened. As soon as the bell went, Mike Tyson came out with that head movement, pushing forward. Immediately he stalks forward with his signature bob and weave style.
Even Turki Alik, the guy who's got more cash than sense, decided to mock Tyson with a $700 million offer for a rematch. Like, if Tyson's willing to sell out for money, let's see how much we can buy him for. And after all that, both Tyson and Jake Paul decided to back off, like they suddenly remembered they had better things to do.
Different thing, man. It's a different thing with that guy.
Well, it's like Matt always says, play to your strengths.
Yeah,
no
but
doubt.
you know, you got to take that payday. I mean, what did he make out of that fight? He probably made $10 million.
Yeah.
And Jake Paul's very smart, man. Like he gets guys that he's bigger
than,
The only
younger
time
than.
he fought another boxer his size was
He
Tom
lost.
Fury, and he lost.
But don't worry, Joe Rogan swooped in to deliver the cold, hard truth about why this rematch is never happening.
What other sport would we let a 58-year-old man compete other than golf?
Right.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, why are we letting this happen?
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but he's made for it, man. Like he's made
Mike
for it.
is?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Listen,
what he is.
Dude, he's perfectly capable of knocking him out.
And it hurts more now because, as we all know, Tyson, a guy who's made a career out of knocking people out, looked like he was sleepwalking through the ring on November 15th. His punches barely connected, his footwork was non-existent, and his whole vibe screamed, "I'd rather be anywhere else." The real question is, was Tyson really that out of shape? Or was he just not trying? I mean, fans were out here wondering if the whole thing was scripted. And honestly, I don't blame them. This wasn't the Tyson we've all respected for years. This was the Tyson who looked like he'd rather be sipping tea than throwing punches.
The Tyson versus Paul script was fully leaked all the way down to the bow Jake did in round 8. This profile on X posted it anonymously one day before the fight, explaining everything before deleting it.
Enter Joe Rogan, who wasted zero time calling out the whole charade. He went in hard, mocking Tyson's punches and his turtle-paced movements. Rogan didn't hold back, labeling the fight a con job. If Tyson could throw a fight without putting Jake Paul on the mat, why not do it again? According to Rogan, Tyson wasn't interested in winning. He was just there for the paycheck. And when you really think about it, it all makes sense. Tyson didn't look like a man trying to reclaim his championship. He looked like a man just doing what he had to do to get paid. Forget legacy. It was all about the money.
Let me ask you your opinion about last night. Did you stay up to watch Mike Tyson and Jake Paul?
I actually did. I actually watched it, and I felt, while watching it, I felt disgusted at Jake Paul for putting this together, knowing that Tyson was 58 years old. See, I'm a fighter myself, and I once tried coming back at 48 years old, and my body just shut down.
And that's where things get really interesting. Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, run by Turki Alik, came in with a $700 million offer for a rematch.
Now, His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh, he wants to see the rematch between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, and he's now offering Mike Tyson $700 million.
That's not just pocket change. That's the kind of offer that makes you forget all about your legacy and start thinking about how many mansions you can buy. Sure, Tyson's a legend, but for $700 million, I'd probably step into the ring with Jake Paul too. Who cares if it tarnishes your legacy? That kind of cash doesn't grow on trees.
So when you're gonna fight a 28-year-old like Jake Paul, against Tyson, who is a legend. He's a national treasure, a world treasure. I felt a little disgusted. Not on Mike Tyson. I feel bad for Tyson, but you know what? I'm proud of Tyson. But Jake Paul, hey, if you want to fight Zurdo right now, let's do it, and he will knock you out.
Then there's Jake Paul. Oh, Jake. The man who's turned questionable fights and viral moments into a full-blown career. Whether you love him or hate him, there's one thing Jake knows how to do. Get attention. He's not winning boxing matches for his skill. He's winning the drama, the clicks, and the spectacle. He's a walking reality TV show. And let's be honest, that's why he's still in the spotlight. The second the Tyson rematch was off the table, Jake Paul wins. Because Jake never has to actually step into the ring with someone who could challenge him. Instead, he gets to keep riding the wave of controversy without ever being tested. It's genius, really. Why risk getting knocked out when you can keep being the victim of a canceled fight?
Such an incredible fight, and bring it to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
It is not something to surprise or not. We have a lot to fight.
As for Joe Rogan, his take on Jake Paul's boxing career is crystal clear. It's not about sportsmanship. It's about views, headlines, and drama. To Rogan, Jake is playing the game for fame, not for the competition. Why risk a real fight with Tyson when you can keep the hype train going without ever being exposed for your lack of skill? For Jake, avoiding the rematch is just another way to keep the clicks coming. Why get knocked out or humiliated when you can keep pretending you're a champion? On the other hand, Mike Tyson's legacy, once built on pure fear and respect inside the boxing ring, is starting to feel like it's slipping through his fingers. In his prime, Tyson was the definition of dominance. He's like, people don't understand what a champ he was. Like, he wasn't just the heavyweight champion of the world, he was an executioner. From 1985 to 1990, he became the youngest heavyweight champion in history at the age of 20. And by the time he hit his stride, he was annihilating opponents with brutal knockouts that left everyone in awe. His raw power was something fans could only marvel at, and his presence was enough to make even the most seasoned boxers think twice before stepping into the ring. But now, in the twilight of his career, Tyson's decline is hard to ignore. The man who once struck terror into the hearts of opponents is now backing down from rematches and avoiding public confrontations about his past performances.